together, man. It's going to be a long night. It's been a long weekend. Oh my God. Mm, mm, mm. Let me get this situated and straight for y'all, man. Get a few people to come in here. Go live with me on YouTube. They probably not even expecting me because they probably watching other people. And that's cool. But I'll get those faithful ones. Latoya, the first one. Latoya Dominique, the first one in there. Hey, Tanya Breeze. What's up, Miss Breeze? What's good with you, Judith? Brian, what up with you, all these people, the members? How y'all doing, man? Sharice, what's going on, man? Yeah, I'm getting a lot of phone calls, man. My brother called me, man, about this cop thing this weekend. I was trying to get a little bit more information on it, and I wanted to bring what I know. Um, Not only about the Memphis thing. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, 49ers got rocked. Well, you know, that was Jay-Z. I don't know what he did with Jay-Z. I just know um, I didn't see him around. I didn't know Reese. I didn't know this dude from a can of paint with us, you know, and I was one of the main dudes. So, you know, whatever he's saying, however his story is, that's what they got to deal with. Right. I wish I was on what you call that StreamYard because I could really see y'all comments and everything. Let me throw a little light on here. Throw a little light up here. I just popped up on this show, man, because um, I was getting a lot of flack because I found out that three of the guys who uh, beat the kid out there in Memphis were members of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Did anybody hear that? Yeah, they said three of the guys were accused. The book signing was pretty good. Yeah, Reese said yeah. So I believe Reese, because Reese be doing her research on shit. Yo, Sheila Price, good evening to you. Reese would research the shit out of something. You'll sit there and she'll break it all the way down. Who did what time, where they was at, how many of them. Reese don't be playing. She said they was accused. She did her research. The chicken has arisen. What up with you? Kenny B, what's good? Oh, it's all over TikTok, Reese? Yeah. I've been just trying to change a lot of my habits. You know what I'm saying? You know, getting the sugar out of my life. No, I ain't getting no chips. Let me put this in here. Maybe the mic will be up a little higher. Let me do this right quick, y'all. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Can everybody hear me? Elisa Little. Can you hear me, Elisa? Deshaun Martin, you can hear me? 12 star? Yeah, the book is still on Amazon. Still doing pretty good. I thank y'all. We sound good? Mm-hmm. First, let me tell you guys this, that I've been in similar situations with officers that go beyond the scope of what they've been doing when they arrest somebody and in custody, they want to continue the fight with somebody. Excuse me. I'm going to call you back. I'm doing the show right now, all right? All right. Cut this off. All right. So now, Big and what up with you, boy? So I've been in similar situations, whereas that an officer, they couldn't hold this kid. The kid was about 6'6". By the time I get upstairs, they're in a full-blown fight with the kid, right? I rush, grab the kid. Now, I got the kid against the wall, holding him. They reaching over me, some of them hitting me to try to hit the kid. I'm cussing them the fuck out, right? Holding the kid and talking to the kid, telling him, yo, you gonna be all right, bro. You going to jail tonight, but you gonna be all right. Yo, my man, they stop. They stop hitting the kid. I cuff him. I'm walking him out. One of the officers take the billy, the nightstick, and crack the kid in the head, right? I loses my motherfucking mind and I grabs the officer like, what the fuck is you doing? The senior officer is sitting there watching this shit. Don't say a motherfucking thing. We get back to the office. Now the kid is keeping a straight gully. He don't want to press no charges or nothing like that. He let it go. I get into it with the motherfuckers. We go back to the office and they do what they call a debriefing. Everybody want to get on me like it seemed like I cared about the kid more so than I cared about them. So, and I'm going to tell you why this is going to make sense in a minute. They coming down on me. Yo, it seemed like you gave more of a fuck than what was happening to him than any of the officers there. You gave more of a fuck that, he got his shit off and everything like that. And now, once we get him contained, it seemed like you gave a motherfucking shit about him, and I felt like you was against us. Dog Pound 713, what up with you? Tanya, they ain't see the bigger picture. I told each and every last one of them, I said, man, fuck y'all. I saved y'all job. I saved y'all job. That man got knots on his motherfucking head. That man was cuffed. If they was going to come after us, if they was going to come after anybody, they was going to come after me. They've been trying to get rid of me for years. And all you motherfuckers would have testified against me. But I saved all y'all jobs. For the simple reason is this. This man, all he had to do is say he got his injuries while he was cuffed. And once they start interrogating each and every last one of y'all, y'all gonna end up snitching on yourselves. Once we get somebody in those cuffs, the shit's supposed to stop. Once the cuffs goes on, the shackles is on his feet, why do you want to continue to brutalize this person for something that he was supposed to do? He a crook. He's supposed to want to fight. He a crook. He's supposed to want to cuss, spit, and do all that shit. You got to hold yourself in the highest standard. I've been in situations like that. I've been in situations whereas that I had to be the aggressor. Came in a room, went past an officer, he talking to the dude. As soon as I stepped sideways in the room, motherfucker punched me in my eye. Bam! He punched me in the eye. I start wailing on his ass. No other officer is helping me. They looking at me, wail on his ass. I get him down, I continue to beat his ass. Got him cuffed and told him, if you do some crazy shit, I'm gonna whoop your ass again. Went to the grand jury. The grand jury asked me what happened. I said, I walked in the room, as soon as I turned sideways, I said, he cold cocked me in my eye. Just like I said, he cold cocked me and bust me in my eye. They say, what do you mean he cold cocked you, bust you in your eye? I said, he took a closed fist, swung his arm with all his strength, and hit me where it landed in my eye. The grand jury asked me, what did you do? I said, I beat the shit out of him. Oh, let me explain to y'all. I took both of my fists, closed fists, and started swinging at him until he went down. And then when he went down, I continued to beat his ass. Or I continued with a closed fist until he stopped and he subdued. They was laughing. It was crazy. Now, this is what's going on. What I didn't understand in this whole Memphis thing, and I don't give a shit if it was Lucky Lefty, what up with you, Left? I don't give a shit if they was Qs, Kappas, Alphas, Sigmas, or whatever. They were black men that should have known better. They were educated men that should have known better. They were men who was raised in an environment that led them to where they should have known better. And what I didn't understand was, whether it was 5, 6 of them, or however many people it was out there, why did all of them have the same ideal, the same mindset, the same thought pattern to want to beat this kid's ass until they killed him? 12 Star said it was planned. Hey, Miss Dickerson. Lucky Lefty said, kin folks ain't skin folks. How did the men five different homes come to work with the same mindset that we gonna beat the shit out this kid? That raised a red flag to me. Four five casino, 456 casino. He said it. They did it before and got away with it. Pat Moore said something is off. Why is it? Let me try to do it this way, y'all. I'm gonna try something. They said I don't have no time on this. Hold on, y'all. Let me try to get this straight. How did they have that same mindset? What led them to believe that we're going to get away with this shit? We are allowed to do this. What was the reason for them pulling? If you're doing a traffic violation, you don't have to leave your car. Give me my ticket, let me go about my business. What was the reason for them to pull them out the car? The rabbit hole runs real deep. Now, I don't know if any authority of Omega Psi Phi spoke on this. But like Omega Psi Phi is an organization, you got your good ones and you got your bad ones. What they didn't make up who Omega Psi Phi is. Yo, Lucky Left. I seen a lot of punk ass, pussy ass people with badges. White, black, Hispanic, all that. If you was a pussy before you got the badge, you a pussy with the badge. Point blank. Angela Fierce. This is a sick world, Ma. Keisha 78. The thing about it is this. You see how the media covered them. You see how quick they got fired. You see how quick the media covered it and how they put it out and what they're saying. See, they ain't give them the opportunity. They do them a whole lot different than they do them other boys. Goes to show you. You may be a black cop, but you still a nigga. Yo, let me just tell you something. It's one thing about me knowing about Omega Psi Phi. And if those guys came through any kind of pledge process, 9 times out of 10, they got their ass whooped. I don't agree with that, but it is a process. So they know about being brutalized. So to want to do that to another man, another person, for whatever reason, is absurd. Chris Collins. Big Gene, why don't they speak about the white cop may have been in his right to pepper spray him. He come to the scene. He got the pepper spray on him. He see the guy's irate. He may not know why he's irate. He may tell him to calm down, shut up, or calm down, or this, that, and that before I pepper spray you, and then he pepper spray him. He may be in the right. He may be. Or he may not. They're going to downplay what he do. Or he may not be in the wrong for doing what he did. Now, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson said Tony Romo almost calls 3 of the black bingo players the N-word on national TV. If you got that, send it to me. Yo, it's a bunch of bullshit that's going out here in this world. The mayor got on television talk about how safe the subway was, and the next day, 2 people get shot on the subway system. Bojo Hamlet, yeah, all the cops on the scene are wrong. Anybody that witnessed any of that and not got that guy medical attention, not stop it, they wrong. They seen what they did to those white boys, out there in Minnesota or Milwaukee. They're gonna get tripled. They're gonna get tripled. Greg Wimbush, what's going on, bro? No matter what situation they were in, they were supposed to go by the code of conduct. And after the pursuit or whatever happened, and that guy was cuffed, you don't line nobody up and start beating him and hitting him. They set him up for that. Greg, I heard that, man, but I don't know how true that is. That the kid was dating one of the baby mamas or whatever like that. Somebody out there, shout out to Davin in Memphis. She said she heard the same thing, but I don't know it to be true. Those guys done ruined their life. They're not going to be able to get a job nowhere in Memphis. They probably go to Florida and get a job, but they're gonna either, if they beat they whole thing of us right now is try to beat the murder charge. They're not too much worried about jobs because 9 times out of 10 they got some form of education, and they could go to Florida. I know a lot of cops that got fired and this, that, and the third, and went to Florida, and Florida hired them. Just because they work from New York. They may try. They're gonna try to beat the murder charge. That's why they lawyer up. We're gonna see. William Pope, that's not necessarily true. Anytime you strike an offender after he or she is cuffed is excessive force. That's not true. That's not true. That turns to deadly force. Not at all. Because offender could still be cuffed and run at you a certain way if you don't have them shackled, and you have to do a punch, a kick, or a strike to stop him from using his body either to harm you or someone else. Sound Podcast, what up with you? Sodium Podcast, sorry about that. Whoa. New Dom Poncho interview. Shot someone 4 inches from their heart. Okay. Yeah, LaDawn, the jury will decide. And with this public outrage, they're going to come with a quick decision. Brandon out there in Compton. No, I didn't hear about Ricky Smiley's son passing away. Sorry to hear that. Hayden Phoenix, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Now go get that book. Go get that book, Hayden. Tell him to go get that book, Hayden. This next one, y'all gonna be, oh my God. You're gonna wish you got the first one. Miss Nisi, I heard that story too. A friend of mine told me that the other day, but I don't know it to be true. Yep. I just want us to understand this as people out here is that anytime the officers pull you over, their life, they feel like their life is at danger and they pulling you over and they could just drive by and let you go. If you're that scared, let them go. I get pulled over just like everybody else. And I keep mines with me at all times. And sometimes I'm cynical, sarcastic, and I can be a whole lot of arrogant. It depends on how they come to me. But I do understand that this is a life and death situation. I told y'all this long time ago to tell y'all kids this, especially if they riding correctly. When they pull over, put all the lights in the car on. Take your keys, put them on the dash. Put your hands on the steering wheel. Roll your windows down, all the windows down. Make sure this motherfucker can't articulate shit. Because you got to realize that a crime ain't committed, is not committed on that public by that officer until the jury decides or the prosecutor decides there's been a crime based on his articulation. That's why those individuals saying, yo, he tried to grab what you call gun and stuff like that. I was in fear of my life because he tried to grab my gun. Get it? Those officers will try to articulate how much fear they had that night. Now, we don't go to jury duty. Who is the jurors that's there? And 9 times out of 10, they don't know what critical race theories is and thinking is. So they scared of a black man. So now they understand where those cops are coming from. Get it? Miss D, I know all of us are not a threat. And I'm not saying that. I'm 6'7", 300 pounds and stuff. I'm a threat all the time. And by me carrying a motherfucking gun, I'm a triple threat to them. Because that's the first thing they say. See, oh, you're a state officer? You this, that, you retired? Or you got a gun? You goddamn right I got a gun. And I got every right to have one. What I'm saying to you is that even though you're not a threat in your mind, you're a threat in their minds and you're a threat in the juror's mind. That's what I'm saying. Look at Bojo. He said, I always get out jury duty shit. All right, Reese, be good, mama. Do y'all understand that? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. That they're going to get their statement. They're going to articulate how fearful they was of their life, no matter their actions show different. The juror's going to hear that. And the juror's going to say in their mind, I would have been scared too. He tried to grab my gun, even though it didn't happen. Lefty said he was the only one. He was the only black guy at jury duty. They just going to put you up on. They just going to they just going to charge you, Lefty. Nigga, what you doing there? You see what the guy did? He said, yeah, I got a gun that's in the glove compartment. Then they got his baby in the car, his girl on the other side. The cop shoots him and get the fuck off. DJ Suge Bryan, what up with you, boy? Good to have you here. I'm saying this to say to y'all, man, is that Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. So when you are stopped, put them lights on, put that window down, take that key, put it on the dash. Put your hands on the steering wheel. If you don't have your stuff in reaching distance, if you ain't got it in reaching distance before the guy get it, your license, your registration, always articulate where your license, your registration at, and ask him before you move anything. Make sure those lights are on. Well, whether you commit a crime or not, whether you're an officer or nothing like that, you still got to go through the justice system. And if the justice system say that you can get bail, you get bail. Well, you can ask those idiot officers, because a lot of times they think that you can't ask them or you can't say nothing to them. You understand? You got my license, my registered officer. Is there any reason why you pulled me over? Oh yeah, your light was out, this, that, and other. He don't ask you, he don't offer you nothing like that. You understand? Then what we don't do is this. Because we all too damn busy. When those officers pull you over for no reason, when they harass you, ask you for your information for no reason, or they do some shit to you for no reason, how many of y'all do a civilian complaint against them? How many of y'all go to the precinct and you tell a desk sergeant, I want to do a civilian complaint. I need to speak to a duty captain. How many of y'all go to y'all representative? Y'all alderman. Make a complaint. It was after the Million Man March, the first one. December the 17th, I think it was in 1999 or something like that. October the 17th, 1999 or something like that. I think so. I'm not for sure. Hey, Jenny Thomas. Out there from DeSoto, Texas. Police pulled me over. I had already had some words with this cops 2 weeks prior. No, 2 weeks prior to the Million Man March. Me and this cop got out into it on 112th Street. Somebody had shot on the roof. Some DTs came by. The Jump Out boys came by. Now these boys in blue came by, but all the other ones had gone. Because when they seen me and my man, Bun there, when they see me and my man Bun there, we say, yo, somebody was shooting on the roof and everything like that. The Jump Out boys know they ain't gonna catch those kids because they're gonna jump from roof to roof to roof and come down a building, and that's it. They don't know where they're gonna be at. So now the boys in blue come. Me and Bun is at the phone booth just chilling. They pull out their guns. Get your motherfucking hands up before I blow your fucking head off. These are the cops talking to me and my man. They don't know we officers or nothing like that. So my man puts his hand up. On everything I love. I said, I ain't doing none of the above. I ain't doing none of the above. That's what you learned in training? Get your motherfucking hands up before I blow your fucking head off? That's what you learned at your academy? I ain't doing none of the above. I'm a state officer. He a state officer. Bun got his hands up. The other guy turned him around, took his gun off of him. Took his gun off of him. The other guy still got the gun in my face. I said, after this, after you finish, I want to see your duty captain. Now, all the other police come right there. They jumping on, yo, what up, Gene? What up, Bun? They see that they know us. I said, he just threatened my life. He told me to get my hands up before he blow my motherfucking head off and kept his pistol in my face. I want to bring charges up against him. The duty captain stayed on the block for about 45 minutes trying to talk me out of getting this motherfucker arrested. We do the same job. We're all in the same, we're fighting the same situation. Not what he was telling me not a minute ago, before you got here, Cap. He was telling me he gonna blow my motherfucking head off. It's supposed to be police, don't move. Police, stop. Stop, police. Not put your hands up or I'll blow your motherfucking head off. That's what he said. Ask those women right there. And those old women was right there. He sure did. Yes, he did. The duty captain looking at him. I did a CCRB report. 2 weeks later, this motherfucker is following me from 112th and St. Nick. I had just let my man Red off. All the way over to the east side. Now, the 5th Avenue is no longer a precinct. He followed me to Park Avenue. He followed me to Lexington Avenue. He stopped me on 110th and Lexington. Anybody that's in Harlem know that's a high heroin. That's a high heroin area. I see this motherfucker. I turn on the lights. I do all the stuff that I told y'all to do. He asked me to get off the car. I said, sir, I'm going to stay right here in my hand. I want the duty captain and the sergeant here. I told you to get out the car. You can say whatever you want to say to me. I want the duty captain and the sergeant here. The sergeant came. Did he direct you to get out the car and all like that? I say, he don't have no reason to direct me to get nowhere. My shield is gold. He got a silver shield. I had a situation with dude. I got a CCRB report on him. He should not be even having a discussion with me. The sergeant was racist. Well, I deem you to be. He said, I deem you to be hostile. I said, how you deem me to be hostile? And I'm sitting in my car with my hand on the steering wheel, waiting for the duty captain and the sergeant. The duty captain never showed up. The sergeant took my gun. Then he tried to give me my gun back. I said, I don't want it. I see you at the precinct. I'll see you at the precinct. I go back to the precinct. I knew Sergeant Bell. He was out to lunch. The lieutenant came down. I told the lieutenant the whole story. He said, write all their asses up. right all they asses up. It was a black lieutenant in the 2-8 precinct. Wrote his ass up. They got him up out of there. That's what he wanted to do anyway. White motherfucker wanted to be in Queens anyway. He didn't want to be out there. They was throwing cinder blocks off the roofs in Harlem. So, it's a damn shame what they did to that kid. And for them, all 5 officers or 6 officers, to have the same mindset to hurt that kid is crazy to me. How did all of them have the same mindset that we're going to do this today? Not one, not two, none of those officers stopped and gave a thought about it. Amani Thurman, you're correct. They all should get the same thing. I know what it feels like to be that officer to stop other officers from doing dumb shit. Didn't have a problem with it. I didn't have a problem with it at all. Did you see what happened when the female cop in Florida pulled the sergeant off of somebody when he was cuffed up and he still want to beat him and everything like that? You see what he did to the female officer? And the male officer stood around and looked. Did y'all see that? Momo L, what up, man? Valley Green Giant, you saw it? Janet Stewart, you saw it? LaDawn, you saw that? Yeah. And the men stood around. These old emasculating, half-ass. Yo, cats today, they're just like when women fighting and it's or some crazy shit going on, somebody beating some old man or old woman out. You got niggas out here like this. Fuck the world is coming to, man. Yes, Hayden finished. Yeah, he started choking her because she grabbed him trying to stop him. They should have got rid of his ass. Oh, Brenton Tellis. He said it was right there in Fort Lauderdale in his town. That shit is crazy. Yeah, I know y'all been complaining about the StreamYard, but I'm working on this new equipment and everything like that. Should be coming to y'all soon so we can get on StreamYard and I can post your comments. You can't do that on YouTube. You know, I know y'all see each other comments and stuff like that, but I like to post the ones. Yo, bro, I think this was worse than Rodney King. I know it was worse than Rodney King. And this was either on the level of George Floyd or worse than George Floyd. Shit is crazy, man. Every time we try to take one step forward, these niggas out here make us take 10 steps backwards. And it's because of we get a bunch of these band dudes, these bitch ass niggas, these bitch ass emotional ass niggas that don't know how to control their feelings. And that's what it is. See, Webb, I'll tell you that later. The thing about police officers is that they don't get constant training. If they're getting a new weapon or a new piece of equipment, they get trained on that. But they don't get trained every year or every 6 months on things like deadly physical force. You understand? They don't get constant training. I think they should go back and get constant training. Certain agencies like parole, probation, things like that, they have training that they have to constantly go through, and they have courses they got to constantly take. They keep you reminded of what you can and cannot do and make you understand that. My favorite cousin, Davin. What up, Davin? Davin's the one who's, out there in Memphis. They got a taco place out there. And she was telling me some of the information that had came about that it was speculation about, the guy dating one of the cops' girls and stuff like that she had heard. But shout out to Davin out there in Memphis. Yeah, they got a taco. Yeah, they sell taco. And I gave them my pineapple lemonade recipe, and they said they're killing it out there. Well, anyway, y'all gave me an hour today. Once this thing charge up, me and Miss Shay is coming back today. Shout out to Tyree family and the whole 9 yards. And we just hope God give them the strength to get through this. And it's a damn shame when it happens with our own people. All right? Yo, thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate y'all. This has been Big Gene from Raw Deal, The Last Big Night. For Arthur, Gene Deal, my world of bodyguard and hip hop star. Peace. Salute.